This month, Wizards of the Coast released a brand new Booster Fun survey that showed off a wide variety of crazy new art treatments / styles that will be upcoming in Magic the Gathering. And speaking of styles, I have returned to my grand purple hairstyle. Now, this is probably going to elicit two different types of reaction. If you're someone who's been watching the channel for a long time, rejoice! The purple has returned! And otherwise, I imagine this meme right here probably sums up your feelings. This right here, that's me!
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The magic historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, my friends. I hope the day finds you well, and you've gotten over the shock of seeing me with purple hair. Now, it's going to take a little bit of tweaking to get this to the actual color configuration I'm looking for. We're almost there, but let us talk about what we're here to discuss, the actual fully interesting styles that are these new art treatments that we're going to possibly be seeing in upcoming booster packs. So basically what happened was Wizards of the Coast did a booster fun survey where they put a whole bunch of different art treatments up and said, how do you feel about them? Basically rate them. Is this something you'd be excited to open in a pack or something you wouldn't be excited to open in a pack? So we're going to go through the styles, take a look at them, give some commentary, and also we're going to play a mini game of guess whether the treatment is for secret layers or regular boosters. Because nowadays, after that Faithless Looting artwork, anything is fair game. So none of these will have actual like genuine magic abilities. They'll just have things like placeholder name, casting cost, ability text, just to give you a visual impression. So it's all about how the card looks here. So this is the first one we're going to look at. This is like a, I don't know, ancient Greek coin kind of vibe. I have to say I dig it. It gives kind of a stately and serious air to the artwork. You have this dude with his arms outstretched and some people on the side. I like the symmetrical nature of it. You've got all these little kind of frills around the edges and stuff, adding another level of detail with these leaves, and it gives it a feeling of ancient seriousness to me, and I dig it overall. I've got to say that this is one that I would totally get down with. All right, next up, what do we have? We have this crazy sort of more energetic style that has somewhat of a sketch aspect, but also somewhat of a like a combat battle bloody aspect as well, right? You can see the artwork shows this demon style berserker warrior, and he's got the blood kind of flowing around him. For some reason, there's a Temur symbol in there as well, which is a little bit odd to me, having one of the Tarkir clans on there, but regardless, this is a pretty striking style to use for, I would say, creatures specifically, or I guess theoretically burn spells as well. This is something that wouldn't look as good if you put it onto, let's say, like a wizard or a cleric. This is definitely a battle order sort of variety. I like most of it, but I don't actually like up here the kind of metal bar that's under the name of the card, like it's almost like a wall hanging some kind of scroll, a wall scroll, right? I don't know. That part to me I don't like, but I do like the contrasting energy of the individual being shown in this black and white shadowy sketch kind of vibe with just this splash of red all over the card and this streaky sort of like it's been like somebody's pulled something along maybe through some blood. It's got that kind of a vibe and I dig it. Next up, we've got, I don't even know what to classify this style as. You have some kind of angelic being. I will admit that this one, I think it's maybe because of the yellowy background, but I don't find myself particularly drawn to this one. It's got some interesting aspects, right? Like, you've got an angel, it looks like, with their wings extended upwards, and it almost looks like there's a little eye situated right here. But overall, when I look at it, it's just some of the coolest details, like the fact that it looks like there's a forest growing up out of their robes, is just obscured by the text box. So for me, this one is more of a miss than a hit, and I wouldn't be disappointed if this never made its way into booster packs. And I will say, there is the potential that all these frames are things they already have fully ready to go and have done cards with. Because Wizards of the Coast does ask us how we would feel about certain things in a survey when they already have the stuff ready to roll out a week or two later. We've seen it in the past. But for me, this one right here is a miss. I'm not really digging it. Then we've got this one, which has kind of a faded vibe to it overall. Like, it feels like it's a little bit muted, and I would like this a bit more if it was more vibrant, but it definitely is some interesting artwork, right? You have some kind of possibly shadow demon mage here who has multiple arms. It looks like maybe 3 arms on one side and 1 on the other, or I'm not sure. There's some weird asymmetrical arm action going on, and I'm not actually sure if she's being covered by, like, is this blood being pulled in and pooling around her arms? Is this supposed to be some kind of like Zendikar style blood vampire? I don't know. I just feel like if the artwork was a little bit brighter, it feels too muted to me. So for this one, I like what they're doing with the artwork, but I wish that it looked a little less muddy and a little clearer overall. And this totally feels like the type of artwork that you could easily see in regular Magic boosters. It's not far enough out there to really feel like the crazy stuff they're doing with Secret Layers, although Secret Layers are a mix of absolutely crazy stuff and fairly normal stuff. So it really does depend. Moving on, we've got, this is absolutely crazy looking artwork, and I could see this being either Secret Layer or regular boosters because it does kind of have, first of all, that Secret Layer vibe, but it at the same time does feel similar to the special treatments that we saw in Ikoria, where they had the kind of comic book aspect to it. But this is some nutty artwork that looks like it might be for a card like Time Twister, right? Because you have the hourglass where you can see the sands that are actually flowing through the hourglass look like they're made out of somebody's brains and they're just flowing down through, or maybe they're flowing upwards. It's actually kind of hard to tell. And you can see this wizard, like, look at his hands. It looks like his hands are kind of made out of 2 different hands. If you look at the double thumb and the number of fingers, same thing's going on with his other hand and his face too. So this totally has the concept of essentially like time travel, either time reversal or progressing forwards in time, and like the 2 versions of yourself kind of being forced together in one of those time kind of paradoxes, right? Where it's like you can't have 2 copies of yourself existing in the same place, or this is just a wizard like forcing himself through time, which is just an amazing concept. It's off-putting and incredible at the same time. Why would you want to wield magic of this nature? If this is how you maintain your life and continue onwards in a pseudo form of immortality, it's a pretty intense way. It feels like it would be a pretty jarring spell. Maybe it would be a Time Twister style spell that caused you to discard some cards or lose some life or something like that because of the trauma that is built into it. But for me, this is an incredible piece of artwork that really does fire up my imagination, and I could see it either totally Secret Layer or regular. I 100% like this and would absolutely love to see more of this because this is wild. Moving on, we've got another absolutely wild piece of artwork. This is just very strange. It kind of gives me a little bit like the dude in the background with his hand claw like this. It kind of gives me ancient Egyptian vibes, like ancient Egyptian gods, but done in like a current time with this like 50s housewife kind of feel for the individual beside him with the dress and what could be a pearled necklace, and they're both just kind of yelling at each other while their kids there going, "Why do I have arms for a face, Mom and Dad? What did you do to me?" And then in the background you have little shades going, "Yay!" And then down underneath it looks like they're standing on a platform made out of dripping shades that are all screaming upside down. Like, this is absolutely insane artwork, and it totally, to me, feels like Secret Layer, right? Like, this doesn't feel like regular Magic artwork. This is way out in left field, but very, very visually striking. And this totally, to me, would be a funky secret layer card. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're going to show up in regular boosters. The gates have really been opened for everything now. And I really don't 100% know what to anticipate with Wizards of the Coast and what they're going to do. But let's continue onwards and look at the next artwork, which is just, what is this? What is this Disney Dumbo? This is a cat LARPing as Dumbo, but with a tail that's made out of a rope that's on fire like he's dynamite, and he's playing hacky sack with a car in the universe, and there's a robot down there, and there's like a toilet handle floating below him. There's just so much going on that my brain screams, Gah! Like this. This one is, I think it's too ridiculous for me. Do you know what I mean? I look at it and go, no, it's weird. It's okay. I mean, I don't like it that much. This feels like Secret Lair. If they put this into a regular Magic pack, that would go into the realm of, come on, guys. Come on. That would be the level for me. The one we just looked at before, I could maybe let them skirt by on it. But this one right here, the cat Dumbo, I was about to combine those two names together, and I realized what I was about to say, and I'm like, no. Do not combine Cat and Dumbo. You're not going to end up with a good name, guys, okay? All right, let's move on to the next card. Good Lord. Okay, so this one feels like kind of similar to the Prime Slime Secret Lair a bit. It's some bizarre artwork. You have a three-headed witch with these crazy hats where they've got the wings on the side that look like knife blades, and they've got like a sacrificial dagger and a skull there, and there's like this crazy soul that's coming screaming up out of the skull. It's just like, dude, what happened to you? And they've got, oh look, there's little demons poking down in the bottom. I didn't notice those guys before when I was getting the images ready. You got one on the side, like, I'm playing as Batman, and you got the other one down there like, yeah, poke that skull with that blade, bro. That's amazing. And you got this candle burning down and a goblet and a tiny little cauldron on top of, oh, pentagrams are back. Look, there's a pentagram. If you guys don't know, back in the 90s, Wizards of the Coast was afraid of having stuff like that on their cards, so they literally got rid of stuff like pentagrams off of the cards. They're back secretly. So for me, I'm fully willing to admit that the card we just looked at, the Cat Dumbo, is ridiculous, and this is a different variation of ridiculous, but I have a much easier time getting behind this one right here. I'm just getting distracted by I just realized all the little, like, looking at her elongated chest, and it's just like that. This card puts that lady in Total Recall. You like that lady? You like the 3 lady in Total Recall? Welcome to 6 lady. That's hilarious, man. Look at how crazy long her arms are. Oh, there's a spider coming down off the dagger. All right, so I totally understand that this is a matter of taste. So some people may go, I hate this. I think this is hilarious, and I like it. This is my kind of silly. I give it a thumbs up. All right, moving on. Now we have just like a crazy looking demon. And honestly, when I looked at this artwork, I was like, wait a minute, did they already use this on a card? So they may have already, some of the treatments that were shown in the survey actually are cards that they already released in Secret Lairs and stuff. I think they're just trying to gauge how people like them, how much people like them, and if people have seen them. So I tried to get rid of all the ones that already exist out there as actual Magic cards. But I have a feeling that maybe I messed up with this guy. I can't tell because there's a lot of artwork that looks like this. But this is cool looking. You got this crazy demon with all this fire underneath him. And he's got this crazy stuff carved in his forehead. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe that's the sign of submission. How you've bent the demon to your will. But either way, pretty straightforward. A little bit dark, but that works with this artwork. And it doesn't feel muted the same way that the other one did. Because you've got these bright, vibrant oranges in the artwork, right? So I dig this. I think this is pretty cool, and this could go in anything. Secret Lair, regular boosters, whatever, no problem. All right, then we've got this one. This is really colorful and crazy. I like this. This has got a crazy cosmic vibe. I say crazy a lot. It's got a crazy cosmic vibe in the background, and then you've got this lady who's being pulled, like she's got wings, she's in this crazy ornate sled, and she's being pulled by a team of multi-hued polar bears. And I feel like there's more stuff going on in this artwork that I would pick out over time, but I really, really dig this style in particular. I looked at this and said, wow, this is genuinely amazing. It's very striking to the eye. There's a lot of detail going on. And it just, to me, I'm like, I want to know, okay, who's got a sled and is being pulled by polar bears? That's really, really flavorful. So this gets a thumbs up for me. And this to me feels like it could be Secret Lair or regular Magic Boosters for sure. All right, and then we've got this thing. This weird, like, that face, man. That face that he's got going on is so, like, this artwork is absolutely wild. You've got what I, in my head, call Penguin Man. He's got this crazy, like, cosplay garb on, and he's got this face, and he's just like, right? And then, like, right across from him is, like, a fractured version of his face with a crazy bee above it that's yelling, ah! And there's another bee. There's too many bees. We talked about this in the live stream. Down with bees! And there's, like, a crazy little ball down there with, like, crazy arms and legs in his face. And it's so weird. Like, below him, there's a town that looks like a little bit of a town with a couple of buildings, but one of the buildings looks like it has a pierced ear through the door. Like, there's so much in this artwork. What is that crazy little dog in the corner? Is that a milkshake? Is that a dog with a milkshake? All right, dude, there's like a million different details in this. This one for me is Secret Lair artwork. Put in a Secret Lair, thumbs up. Regular Magic Booster, bridge too far, my friends. It's too ridiculous, but I do like this artwork. It's just, I could stare at this one for 20 minutes all on its own. Let's move on. We've got, this is a weird one. I don't know how I feel about this one when I look at it. It's got a bunch of crazy stuff going on. I mean, the individual themselves with, like, the blade behind them kind of gives me the Swords to Plowshare vibe. The eagle or whatever that's perched on the staff looks pretty cool, but then the flow that's coming out of the head, I don't know if it's supposed to be hair or thoughts, but it doesn't look right to me. That's the only part that really, to me, goes, I don't like this one as much. But this, to me, I guess I could see them putting it in either regular boosters or Secret Lair, but for me, I would rather this just sticks with Secret Lair, because this one doesn't speak to me the same way that some of the other artwork does. Now this, on the other hand, is absolutely wild, bizarre, and I love it. You have, like, Cube Pumpkinhead Moon Man who's trying to feed watermelon to a carnival horse. Like, what? You know those carousels where they have the horses that go up and down? I just feel like a super old man, because I'm like, I used to ride the carousel when I was a young lad. Rides cost a nickel. It's just like, I'm so old. But anyways, we have Pumpkin Cube Astronaut Man, and he's got a gigantic wedge of watermelon, and he's standing there in front of one of these carousel horses. Like, you can see underneath, there's like a metal kickstand, and there's pumpkin growing around like it grows in those open slices. Like, he didn't cut it that way. And it looks like right above the Pumpkin Man's head, there's like almost like a melting blue face on a box. Like, this is crazy. This artwork is absolutely insane, but I find it so evocative. It gets my attention. This is firmly Secret Lair artwork, and it's really, really neat, and it makes me wonder. We did have is this Johannes Voss? Because he did this artwork with the angels having melon and running away, so I'm wondering if he did a melon theme across his own artist's Secret Lair. I hope so. I really hope we get this artwork, because this is awesome. I couldn't tell you what in the world this magic card is supposed to be. Feed watermelon to an inanimate, non-living horse is what? What? Anyways, look at that artwork, though. Absolutely incredible. And then we have this weird sort of, I don't know, like, cyberpunk Destro G.I. Joe. Like, this feels futuristic. The angular cut of his outfit, the half like metal mask on the face, it's got like a more robotic feel to it. than regular like Magic styling artwork. I don't know. It feels like, when I look at it, it feels like a future soldier. So while I don't have any problem with the talent of the artist, this does feel like a little bit of that muted artwork kind of aspect where I wish it was a little more vibrant. But ultimately, because it feels like it's depicting more of a future soldier, and that's not really my main thing when it comes to Magic, this one doesn't resonate the same way with me as a style overall. I don't know. I can do without it. I could see them putting it in a secret lair or in regular Magic boosters, but for me, I'm not a fan of this concept. So, you know, that's how it goes with this sort of thing. It's very much to taste, right? So, then we've got this sort of little, just, like, I guess this is Ixalan style, right? Where they did the treasure map. I'm going to call this treasure map styling, where you have this little style around the outer edges, and it's pretty simple. I like it. It gives it like an old map kind of feel. And the background of the artwork, where it's showing the kind of ships and sea monsters and stuff that would be drawn on a nautical map, is enjoyable to me. So this actually, as a style, works great and across the board. I could see this as a showcase style in a future Ixalan style set, or I could see this as a secret lair styling. It totally functions in both capacities. Big thumbs up for me. The star is just the expansion symbol. At first, when I saw it, I'm like, I don't like that star. And then I realized just a placeholder for the expansion symbol. So this is definitely one of the better ones that we have been looking at here. And that, my friends, takes us through all of the different styles from the survey that I wanted to discuss. Thanks for coming by. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Big shout out to all my patrons, and I'll see you in the next video.